My name is Amador. So this paper is a paper on the international trade of non-tourism services. This type of non-tourism services this has been growing a lot in terms of its importance. It represents something like 10% of the world GDP, and it represents 13% of the Portuguese GDP. So it's relevant. This trend is supposed to continue. And in this paper, we basically take Portuguese firm level data on this type of trade, and we try to compute some basic stylized facts and compare with the results for other countries. So we merged two types of data, actually information on firm year, kind of type of service, partner country observations coming from Banco Portugal, and we merge it with information on firms' characteristics taken from balance sheet databases. And then the basic results that we get is, as you would expect, strong heterogeneity across traders of non-tourism services. We identify strong concentration of these trade flows, both between firms and within firms, so they are big players. And we also have these major services and the major countries being very important for the firms. We have this information on two-way traders being really predominant. And when you think about the trade margins in this type of non-tourism services trade, we have these intensive margins. So average trade flows on the combination of services and partner countries being very important when you want to explain the differences across firms in terms of how much they trade. So intensive margin becoming very, very important when compared with extensive margins on the country dimension and on the type of service dimension.
My name is Santos. I come from Université Libre de Bruxelles in Belgium. I'm a team member of the Public Policy Monitoring Unit of the University of Évora, and I will present you the paper which project are selected for an innovation subsidy, the Portuguese case, written with my colleague Michele Cincera, Paulo Neto, and Maria Manuel Serrano. The aim is to understand which kind of projects are selected for an innovation subsidy, and the study focused on applications submitted to Portuguese Innovation Incentive System, so the so-called SI innovation, between 2007 and 2014. So the results show that firms with approved application have investment projects with a higher amount of investment, a higher level of employees, and foreseen a higher increase in productivity. However, these firms also reveal a lower efficiency regarding the return of investment between productivity and the amount of investment. So also the study revealed that micro and small firms have a lower likelihood to receive also public support.
Well, my name is Teixeira, and my paper is about FDI, inequality and poverty. I and Ana Sofia Loureiro, my co-author, we analyzed the Portuguese economy over 4 decades, from 70s to the 20s, and what we aimed was to assess to what extent FDI was related in the long-term vision with income inequality and also poverty. Well, most of the studies and most of the anecdotal data that we have there is a consensus that the FDI promotes economic growth, both country and also regions' economic growth. And however, since the latest world financial crisis, there were growing concerns that FDI could also undermine income inequality and, to that issue, delay poverty alleviation. And we use co-integration techniques to analyze these relations, and we found out that first, for instance, FDI is indeed a factor that helps to diminish poverty rates. Moreover, those worries about FDI's increasing income inequality, at least for the Portuguese case, we did not observe these issues. Another important result is that both income inequality and also poverty rates, they diminish FDI inflows. So they have a negative impact on FDI inflows. And finally, human capital is a critical variable to attract FDI in the sense that human capital influences positively the poverty alleviation, and also it's a fundamental factor to the income inequality decreases. And in this way, it influences indirectly the FDI inflows. So in terms of policy implications, our study proposed that the countries should bet on implement active policies to attract FDI, but these policies cannot be implemented in isolation. So they should be complemented and combined with the policies, structural policies, to improve or to increase human capital investments, and also with adequate redistribution policies that prevents social unrest derived from the exclusion from the labor market.